Hey sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sailor Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Wargame Red Dragon. We continue the Second Korean War campaign. We've just fought off the initial Soviet attack on the Enterprise, and we're now going to arrange our forces in preparation for the oncoming land attack. You can only buy some time while you wait for the cavalry, that's all. Yes, sir. Okay, well, let's see what we got. Currently available reinforcements are mostly South Korean, plus, okay, the Enterprise Task Force can be reinforced with VA-52 Night Riders, 4 A6E tram intruders with 4 Harpoon missiles apiece. These have quite a nasty airstrike potential for further naval battles, to say the least. VFA-136 Nighthawks with 4 FA-18C Hornets with Maverick surface-to-air missiles. I mean, air-to-surface missiles. Those are very, very nasty against tanks. VMA-23 Bulldogs with 8 AV-8A Harriers with unguided 500-kilo bombs and short-range variant to the Sidewinder. The Hornets straight up have a better variant to the Sidewinder, which doesn't even really make sense, but... and VAQ-137 Rooks with 4 Prowlers, which, well, I think we know what Prowlers do. Also available, we have Japanese Escort Flotilla with... Oh, is that true? Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Didn't actually know they couldn't do that. Okay. We've got a Japanese escort flotilla with more Congos and assorted escorts. Land-wise, we can mobilize the 15th Victory Division and the 3rd Lightning Brigade, which have, let's see, this is an infantry regiment. It's got some very nice infantry. But that's pretty much it. A few tow jeeps. Some of these K263 AAA units. 15th Armor Battalion, which has modernized M48 patents. I am really not sure I love those for 1992, but it's what they've got. Plus napalm vehicles, plus M36 tank. Alright, well, some pretty obsolete armor. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. 3rd Artillery Company, 8 203mm howitzers. No, artillery. 4th Air Defense Company, 12 more K263s. They're very nasty against helicopters. 9th Air Supply Company, 12 Chinooks with, well, they carry supplies. And we have the Lightning Brigade. This would appear to be their elite force. 4th Mechanized Infantry Regiment has a whole lot of very cheap infantry, so I guess that's not that elite, and some somewhat better infantry. Red Eyes. Pretty mediocre SAMs, honestly. We got some mortars, a little bit of recon. This is probably only going to work well in conjunction with other forces, because this is basically just filling out your ranks a lot. 3rd Armor Battalion. Okay, this has 16 K1s, which are obviously the good tanks. And a little bit of recon. It's not a whole lot of tanks, but that's the good tanks. Including the ones with the 120mm gun. Which, that's a lot of AP power. Attack Helicopter Squadron. 4 Cobras, 2 of these MD-500s. Limited numbers, but these are very, very nasty against enemy tanks, of course. And 5th Air Defense Company, which has Eyehawk SAMs, which... really nasty against helicopters, pretty nasty against planes. Mistrals as well, which are also really nasty against helicopters. Immediately available, we only have the South Korean Air Force, which has 156th Attack Squadron with Legacy F-86s, with Zuni unguided rockets. 152nd Attack Squadron with F4Ds with 25 227 kilo bombs. That's 500 pound, I assume. And 161st Fighter Squadron with F-16s in air-to-air role. Still no multi-role, I'm afraid to tell you, but at least they have multiple capabilities. Let's see here. And I understand, I mean, I'm fairly certain from what I know of this campaign that a lot more NATO reinforcements are going to be showing up over the next few turns, but that's what we got for right now. Okay, so what do I want to do with all these forces? Honestly, the Enterprise Task Force is probably fine. We're down to 3 Sovremenis, 9 Taron tools actually attacking us now, which I'm pretty sure we can handle. Although there is this reinforcement group. So maybe I'll move the 2nd Escort Flotilla up to reinforce them. And this flotilla can... What is over here? MiG-29s and more MiG-29s. 2 different units. But 323rd and 320th. 2 different units of MiG-29s. Well, yeah, I'll move over here to intercept that just in case. So then on the ground, at the back here, we have some Dragonflies with Snake Eye and Rock Eye bombs, both, plus AIM-9B missiles. That's very old variant, but both heat and high explosive bombs would come in pretty handy. I guess we move those up to a closer airbase, because they're not doing much good in Yosu. Yeah, pretty much. Let's assign them to this airbase. Oh, we have a 1st Armor Regiment with 12 K1s already available. I'm just going to assume that I'm not going to leave any forces down here in the south, because, you know, hopefully the Navy will actually hold our flank. There is this North Korean Marine Regiment over here on a flank where I currently have no naval forces, but we're going to worry about that later. So we're going to get these guys moving north. Special Aviation Regiment, SEALs, or the South Korean SEALs, plus some anti-tanks, and a couple of Cobras. Not a model with tow missiles, though. We will just, we'll move them up to here, I think. We'll see where we want to send them after that. Anti-tank company with a bunch of tow missiles. We'll send that up to here. Infantry regiment with a bunch of, well, infantry. Pretty standard. They got a couple of mortars, K263s, recon, oilless rifle trucks. But I'm going to move them forwards to Sokcho. They're going to have a hell of a time, though, because that's a lot of North Korean infantry. Although, well, oh yeah, they got some tanks. Okay, these are really bad tanks, but still they have some. This unit has none. And then what do I have? I have a recon company here, and a artillery company, which I'll move forward. I have a fighter squadron of F5s immediately available, which... No, it appears Daejeon is my closest airbase, but that's far enough forwards to reach into North Korea, so that's fine. What can I actually see of the North Koreans? I can see Pyongyang now for whatever reason. I don't think I could before. They've got... Okay, that's a security regiment. Maybe that means it's not attacking me. They have ground-to-ship missiles. I've actually not really seen that before. But I guess that's for coast. They're probably sticking there to defend that port then, these units, yeah. Okay, right on the front, we've got Security Regiment. I don't know if these are sticking here to defend this. Probably not. Bunch of infantry. Well, Incheon Part 2 is definitely, well... Here's the thing. Because of how the campaign... Because of how my reinforcement points work, I'm getting a lot more reinforcements if I hold up close to the front. If I fall back all the way to Busan, that's my prerogative, but I'm only getting like 5 reinforcement points per turn at that point, which is bad. So, how about Incheon Part 2, now in Somcheon? Although actually holding the border is going to be probably almost impossible, but we're going to try to do it for at least a little while. Let's see, Security Regiment, bunch of infantry. Not too worried about that. Infantry Regiment. Also a bunch of infantry, but it's all terrible infantry. I mean, they have some vehicles with 30mm guns, but nothing too formidable. Potentially. Yeah. We got mortars, we got Shilkas. Anti-tank company with a bunch of Su-100s. And Type 85 Susong Pos, which are considerably more dangerous than the Su-100s, at least. They have their own, not F-86s, MiG-15s, I assume. North Korean knockoff variant. Also MiG-23s, which, okay, these are napalm bombers with 2 cannons. These are air-to-air. They've got a tank regiment with 32 T-72s. Okay, that's the most formidable thing we've seen so far. They've got an anti-air regiment, although it's Shilkas and Spags, which are good against helicopters, but not against anything else. They've got a multi-role squadron. Oh, look, it's a multi-role squadron. They have heat cluster bombs and air-to-air missiles. They're not going to be very good at the anti-air role, but they exist. And then over here they've got... Okay, this is at least mobile anti-air, but it's a very... It's a man-portable missile, so it's not all that good. They've got a bunch of big 130mm howitzers. They've got infantry. Oh, these are the good infantry, though, because these are in their BMP knockoffs. They've got some tanks, cheap ones, but tanks. And more infantry. Oh, these are the elite infantry, yeah. Okay, so this is really where the heavy infantry are. Now, what do I have? I have M48s and some air defense, which could technically attack over the border here. I don't know. If I attacked Kaesong with my M48s, I don't really fancy their chances against T-72s, but in the right fighting position, maybe, yeah. It's not like any reinforcements are showing up, really, so... Yeah, I do think you're probably right that air forces are my best immediately available. These are really nasty against the infantry, yes, and yeah, these are really nasty. Oh, I can't afford these. These are 40 points. Those are my second most expensive reinforcement after the armor battalion. I could get these right now. These are what makes... These are what's affordable. Or I could get... Nah, I don't have any need for prowlers. I don't think I need these because we are winning at sea anyway. I don't think I need the Japanese flotilla because we're winning at sea anyway. Proper infantry regiments are all too expensive for me to acquire right now. No, the Sovereignty is the biggest thing they've got. I mean, they probably have... I wouldn't be surprised if one of these units is technically their carrier task group, but its biggest escort unit that is actually on map is the Sovereignty. Yeah, probably. I can't call in any of the big brigades. I could get the attack helicopters. I think, yeah, probably the Phantoms. Or peace pheasants, as they call them in South Korea, apparently. So... I don't... Well, look. Oh, but if I attack, then they're gonna get... I forget, yeah. If I attack, they're gonna get... They can't fight in the first turn they're attacking, so... Oh, maybe, yeah. I think we'll stand on the defensive then. Maybe I should attack, but... Alright, what about over here, though? What do I have available? Infantry regiment? Not a huge one. Oh, it's got naval assets. Well, Seoul is a sector that actually has... Yeah, this sector doesn't really have any ability to call in naval reinforcements, but Seoul sector definitely does. Pretty extensively, so... I don't know, obviously they hinted that attacking would be a decent option, but I don't... Yeah. Don't think I want to go for an offensive right now, probably. Let's just send, let's see here. You guys can't move any further. You guys have to guess where the enemy are going to go with these. Eight. Well, that's air-to-air. That's air-to-ground, but it sucks at it. That's my biggest air-to-ground threat, I think. So... Well, the Phantoms won't be ideal. I'm going to send the Phantoms to defend Seoul, because Chuncheon is going to be an armored push, and these Phantoms mostly have high explosive. I am going to send these KF-5Es to Chuncheon, because I think this is my biggest enemy aerial threat. What do they have in Pyongyang? That looks like a lot of tanks. Let's see here. 11th Tank Regiment, 24 T-72M, 12 T-90S. Those shouldn't even exist yet, even if it is 1992. But... no. The enemy elite infantry, I think, are going to head for Sokcho, which is its own problem, but... If we have to fall back from there, we do, but yeah. Yeah, let's see here. Security Regiment, that's probably staying put. Another tank battalion with T-90s, T-72s, and Chonmaho 5s, which are... I don't know exactly which Soviet tank those are a rip-off of, but I'm sure they're a rip-off of one of the Soviet tanks. Let's see here. Chonmaho 5. Well, it is indigenous, technically. Oh, but it's a rip-off of the T-62. It's just a really upgraded rip-off of the T-62. Okay. Oh yeah, you have a point about that. Well, yeah, but I'd rather hold Seoul, I think. Okay, what else we got here? T-90s, T-72s. More Chonma. Okay, these are the old Chonmahos, though. These are terrible. Type 59s and a few T-72s. Chonmaho 2 and 5s. This is anti-air, some of which is at least decent. This is an engineer assault battalion with a lot of napalm. And this is more T-72s and T-90s. Well, so they've got 2 regiments with T-90s. A total of 16 of them. They've got quite a decent number of T-72s. But then also the largest number is their own older indigenous designs. Although there's also all of this stuff back here that I can't even see yet. So that's going to be a problem, presumably. Alright, well. Let me hit enter. This time they're coming. This is a total offensive. Armor, artillery, helicopters, planes. Several regiments seem equipped with state-of-the-art Russian equipment. The South Korean army is disorganized and not prepared to fight such a steamroller. We can't hold against this. You have to hold as long as possible, but don't hesitate to fall back if you face overwhelming forces. The good news is a real coalition was established against this aggression. Not only will you receive American support, but also reinforcements from Anzac, Europe, and even Japan. The bad news is, until those guys are deployed, you and the South Koreans are on your own. When the situation becomes untenable on the border, withdraw along a line from Daejeon to Wonju, but do not sacrifice your troops and be prepared to withdraw again if necessary. The main priority is to buy some time. This is Admiral de... I don't have a French accent in me. This is Admiral de Escrian, French Navy. I am in charge of European Task Force. Aircraft carriers Falk and Ark Royal will be at the scene in 3 days. They will be closely followed by the Danguet division that was redeployed from the Gulf. Hang in there. Figures the French would demand to be in charge of the European Task Force. Okay, 3 days for European reinforcements. No comment on, Well, yeah. Alright, let's see here. There's at least 5 potential battles. Oh, I wonder if the Marines are just going to land in Seoul. Honestly, that's one of the dumber things they could do. I would move down to Mokpo or something, considering I'm not even defending it. But it kind of looks to me like they're just going to land in Seoul. Yeah. Okay, so they've got... Some of their navy is trying to flank me here. The MiG-29s are going to be annoying, but otherwise I think it's okay. They did not send reinforcements into here, so the Enterprise is probably going to clear off her attackers pretty effectively. I did, yes. Otherwise, let's see. Can I see? They didn't really move any of their tanks yet. They're all still kind of sitting here. Oh, they moved some, actually. Here's a... Oh! Everything that was in Pyongyang is still sitting there, but all the ones that were up in Tanchon and Taichon have moved down. So I can now see, let's see here, 72... 72 Chonmaho 5s and 12 T-90Ss. That's so many. Some more infantry, but these are baseline infantry. Pongais. Security regiment. Okay, these straight up suck. I should probably get those Hornets, yeah. Although, we've also got to deal with all of these, so I'm going to need the Prowlers, too. If I'm going to use the Hornets here. Okay, this is their attack helicopter company, but it's straight up garbage, so I'm not worried about that. And then over on the coast, we've got, oh look, another 80 tank. Okay, to be fair, that's a bit... The 16 Chalmahos are nasty, but these T-62s are well out of date, shall we say. Oh, plus 40 Su-100s, which are straight up garbage that should not still be in anyone's line of battle. Another security regiment, which sucks. And, okay, more elite infantry. Those are nasty. Okay, so we worry about the Chalmahos and the Korshuns, but not so much about these. What is the Special Forces Regiment? Okay, these are pretty elite infantry. The actual helicopters are not that good, though. Okay. So where are they attacking me first? This is the east, Sokcho. Oh boy. Do we try to fight this? Well, they have... The biggest problem for me is going to be these tanks. I don't really have a counter for them. Except in so much as if they get in really close, we can hit them with laws, but... Yes. Yes. You don't... The enemy may choose not to actually force all these battles. You can technically sit there and not resolve the sector conflicts. But usually, yes. Actually, in fairness, on my turn I can initiate the sector conflicts whenever I want. So if, for instance, I can move these up and then initiate the conflict. That is allowed. So it's almost kind of the opposite, actually. Basically, they get their turn to attack. Yes, yes, each player can fight during their turn. They get their turn to attack, then I can move my strategic stuff and then resolve conflicts again as I want to. Or I can decline to attack if I want. I don't see a very good defensive point here as part of the problem. Here would be nice, but that's not a point. Other than that, I have to hold one of these, and there's no buildings in either of these. Which is a problem when they have so many tanks. I'm gonna just fall back to Wanju here. We have an anti-tank company coming up, that will help a lot. Now this is... Thanks for watching, sailors. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like or subscribing. New parts will be up every other day for the most part. Or you can watch live on Twitch once a week. Have a nice day, sailors. This is Sea Lord Jenda, signing off.